councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Either you were with us or you were with the terrorists.
But I also believe that a lot of gun owners would agree that AK-47s belong in the hands of soldiers, not in the hands of criminals.
Guns will be taken, and no one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
For many of the police and guard troops, it is an uncomfortable job to do this in an American city.
Global governance at last. Is it one world? The central bankers in charge. But aren't we all just living and dying for what the central banks do?
As for me, give me liberty or give me death!
The answer to 1984 is 1776.
And welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. This is what we have in store for you, a special live edition. That's right, April 17th, 2013. This is a live edition. A lot of times we pre-tape if we have the time, but we haven't had the time because we've been running the radio show Super Overdrive, myself, David Knight, Rob Dew, Alex Jones, everybody behind the camera as well. So let's get right into it. Our top story tonight: the reason for timing of the Boston false flag, bipartisan war crime actions against Bush, Obama, and Clinton guilty of war crimes against humanity. Now, this is from Steve Pachinik. Nothing beats a sensational front-page news story like the Boston Marathon Massacre. Most readers would miss the incidental but far more serious implications for the moral compass of America than the New York Times story by Scott Shane entitled, U.S. Practiced Torture After 9/11. Nonpartisan review concludes. Now, you're saying what type of war crimes? Let's scroll down a little bit to some of the people here. Just give you a few. Navy Captain Albert Shimkus Jr., who ran a hospital for prisoners at Gitmo, protested the unethical behavior. New one. Nothing new about this guy. Cheney. I was and remain a strong proponent for our enhanced interrogation program. And this final one from Nancy Pelosi. Wholeheartedly supported enhanced interrogation and torture. Now, Alex Jones had a chance to talk about this in the radio show today, so definitely encourage our viewers to go to prisonplanet.tv and find that in our archives.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.